as well this game. Oh,
Yes.
Victor,
Hello everyone, hello everyone.
everything going all right?
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. A nice first game I think we saw.
Yes,
A
absolutely.
good second game at least.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, and we do have a quite a special one for you right now. We have Joshua VanOverschelde, better known as Zapdos TCG, _1 player in Belgium right now. He's going to be playing Blocklax. And on the other side, we have Tom van Geenhoven. Can you say about Tom van
Yeah, I
Geenhoven?
think he's sort of a local warrior, right? I think he's won all of the boxes, or at least almost all of the boxes that we gave away here at TCGshop. So yeah, if you're a locals player in Belgium, I definitely know this guy, a top player as well. I think he's also in the top 10 of CP in Belgium right now.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely a matchup to look forward to, I think.
Yes. And Tom is going to be playing Lost Box, but both of these players have quite a spicy
yeah.
list. Yeah, can you...
So yeah, Tom is playing Lost Box, Reggie Drago. So I think
Yes.
it's also known as Bad Drago. It's the one that hits 240 -20 for every damage counter on there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and then as you can see here, Snorlax also has some interesting text going on.
Yes, so this Joshua is playing the Snorlax. He's very scared of the Minior and so plays a Mawile, which locks the opponent's active Pokemon, and 2 Jet Energies to try and trap Miniors in the active. When your opponent comes in with Minior to KO your Snorlax, you trap it in the active. I don't think we're going to be seeing it here because Tom does not play Minior, but still, I think this is going to be a pretty interesting game.
I think a matchup to look forward to, and I think a long one as well. So we'll probably be here for a while.
Yes, we will probably only see one game. What are you most excited for in this matchup? How do you think this is gonna go?
I think the most important thing for the Blocklax player will of course be to get out the Erika's invitation, right? Try to park the Radiant Greninja.
Yes.
Or anything that doesn't have an energy or a comfy, let's say.
Yes.
To try and stall out the game that way. But it seems like Tom does have some tricks up his sleeve. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about it? How do you think this is going to go?
Yeah, so I think one interesting thing is that Tom only plays 6 switch outs as well as 2 Jet Energies. But Joshua does play Temple of Sinnoh, so the Jet Energies will not be active for a lot of the time. And so usually, if you're playing Blocklax, you don't really want to go up against the Lost Stone decks because they have a lot of switch outs. But 6 is not that many, and I think we might be able to see something get parked, as you say, and Tom just decking out. Tom does not play the Pidgeot V.
It looks like we'll be going into the game right now. It looks like Tom is going first, starting with a Comfey against a Snorlax, which of course has the block ability. Meaning the Comfey cannot retreat, so it will be stuck in the active for now.
And Tom immediately slamming down the Battle VIP pass. You love to see it.
That's a nice start indeed.
I think. What do you think the ideal bench looks like for Tom here?
I'm actually not sure.
Yeah.
I think it depends on how you wanna play this matchup, right? If you wanna go all out, you probably get a Comfey and an attacker, maybe the Regidrago already. The Cramorant is also very good in this matchup. I think it's very pesky. For the Snorlax player to deal with the constant stream of 110 attacks.
Yes, and you can't discard any of the energies off it because there are no energies on it.
Exactly.
Oh, the Spiritomb as well, locking down the Rotom V is going to be pretty important.
That's very nice. Yeah. Oh,
but we do immediately see the Greninja come down. So Joshua is not going to be looking for Erika's invitation. He just wants a way to get that Greninja in the active.
Yeah. He will be checking his prizes now as well.
So it seems like Tom is... Yes. Of course. Of course, we do see all good players do this. It's going to be important for Tom. It's going to be especially important for Joshua. Because, of course, he cannot get any of his prize cards. Anything that's in the prizes will stay there for the rest of the game.
Yes. We do believe, does he play a Peonia?
I don't think he plays a Peonia, actually.
Yes, he does,
okay, he does play 1 Peonia and a Palpat, so he can actually access all his prize cards at some point. But it does take up your supporter for the turn.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of supporters you want to play when you're playing Blocklax, right?
Definitely, yeah. We will be seeing concealed cards here, discarding the Psychic Energy. It's his only Psychic Energy, by the way, so that being in the gray.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. 1 Psychic Energy, 1 Sableye.
Yes. So probably won't opt into the line of attacking with the Comfey. Since that's
no, I don't think so. I mean,
yeah.
I would hope not. It's 7-shotting a Snorlax with a charm on it is not the way you want to be going.
Feels very bad indeed.
Yeah.
We will be seeing the flower selecting coming down. Choosing the Lost Zone and Nest Ball, which is...
That's a nice loss on
Yeah.
target, yes. It is a way, and there's a Regidrago. I was going to say it is a way to find a Regidrago, but he already has the Regidrago.
Okay, so we'll choose to attach the Fire Energy.
I think this might be, if you're going for a more aggressive game plan, this might be the perfect bench that you want to look for.
Probably,
just
yeah.
Comfy, Greninja to draw cards, Spiritomb to lock down the Rotom V, and just the best attacker in this matchup.
Exactly. It's also benching the Spiritomb here is also a way to put your opponent on a clock, right? Because they cannot Nest Ball for Rotom V right now. There's a good chance that they don't get another Pokemon out. Maybe if you get a nice second turn off, you can go for the Donk even.
Yes, oh, that's actually very true. I did not consider that.
And the thing is, in this matchup as well, if you go for the Donk, there's no way a Snorlax player is ever going to win the series, right? If you dunk a Snorlax player, you're probably tying that round, or something goes horribly wrong.
Yes, exactly. You're at least walking away with a tie. That's which is very good.
So we see
Joshua's hand. We have the Peonia immediately.
Ooh, does have the Peonia.
I don't think there's any other. Oh no, the Avery is a draw supporter here, which he's going for. I did see a Nest Ball, so that's going to get him either a Snorlax, or I don't think. Would you take anything else here?
Yeah, probably a Snorlax. I don't think. Yeah, the Mimikyu does nothing, right? So
No.
Probably get a Snorlax and.
Yeah, Regidrago just also KOs everything. Like anything Joshua can bench, Regidrago just KOs it because Joshua has no way to put damage on this Regidrago.
Exactly.
You also have to imagine Joshua seeing the Comfy getting flipped over and thinking like, okay, I'm fine, and then within the first turn sees a Regidrago and a Fire Energy on it, and immediately has to pivot to a slightly different game plan probably.
So he will opt to get that second Snorlax.
Yes, I think that's correct. Just getting a second Pokemon down, but the Rotom V gives up 2 prizes, and you can't use it right now anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So what else do you think he wants, like, in an ideal situation on this turn?
Ooh, I mean, I think just as many Snorlax as you want is probably the best way to go about it. If you can't use Rotom V because of the Spiritomb, you just want as many Snorlaxes down, and as many counter catchers and bosses as you can get, right?
Yep.
So that as soon as Tom takes a prize, you want to start gusting up that Greninja. I think that's how you would want to play this.
Seems reasonable indeed.
What would you be looking for?
Yeah, I think just the second Snorlax down is fine. I think you want to wait till your opponent KOs one of your Pokemon anyway, so you can start chaining the counter catchers. I don't think Penny does a lot. He does have one in hand, I saw.
Yeah.
But doesn't actually do a lot in this matchup.
Everything's just gonna get one shot, right?
Yeah. So Tom did find the Chorus. That'll put him at 4 in the Lost Zone.
Yeah, it's the best way to get cards in the Lost Zone in this matchup, I think. You don't want to be playing a lot of Comfies, and you want to keep your Lost Vacuums to get rid of the Sinnohs.
Yes, exactly.
We also saw a very easy flower selecting where one of the cards was Battle VIP Pass. Love to see it.
Yes, exactly.
Tom thinking a little bit. He used all his draw, so these are all the options he's going to have for the turn, and just trying to think what is the best way to navigate this. Just burning the TM Devolution. That, of course, has... or just getting another card in the Lost Zone. Actually, is only one card away from Mirage Gate.
Yeah, exactly. So I think going into his next turn, he'll probably get another flower selecting. We put the 7, and then potentially we could see the Regidrago come out and start swinging at these Snorlaxes, right?
Yes. Although one thing to keep in mind, the Regidrago has 2 Grass Energy and 1 Fire Energy cost. There is a Fire Energy on it right now. So he needs either 2 Mirage Gates or a Grass Energy plus a Mirage Gate.
Yes, you're right.
Not something used to. And there goes 1 Mirage Gate. So Misfortune Sister is hitting 3 items, but none of the important ones, right?
None of the important ones. I think Mirage Gate could be important.
Yes.
But Tom does run 4, so he still has a lot of options.
Yeah, and you're really digging for the switch cards in this matchup.
Yeah.
Okay. After the Misfortune Sisters, the turn is probably going to be pretty short. Block Lax's turns are usually short.
Yeah, usually just play a supporter and instant charge or pass in this case.
Yes. Tom discarding another water energy. You're not going to need the water energies or the psychic energies.
He is holding a grass energy right now, so it could be important. He's at 7
Good.
in the lost
7
zone right
lost
now.
zone. So if he has a Mirage Gate and a switch card,
Oh, and another
Colress, so 9 in the lost zone. Yeah, but lost zone is not going to be an issue for Tom, even if a Sableye gets sparked in some way.
Yeah.
He's gonna... Oh, that is a second lost vacuum hitting the lost zone, though. So Temple of Sinnoh will stick. Because Tom only plays 2 lost vacuum. Yep. In fact, it was 3 and then scratched it out and now wrote 2. But he did add the Spiritomb for it, so the Spiritomb is also definitely carrying in this matchup.
Okay, nice catch. So if Joshua gets down Temple of Sinnoh right now, the Jet energies will be useless for the rest of the game because Tom doesn't run any other stadiums.
Yes, although he might get value out of one right now. No, it's just switch card.
And he does hit the switch card as well and goes for the
KO. It might be over for Joshua pretty soon if he doesn't find anything here. Well, there's another Snorlax.
He self-digs the second Snorlax.
But he's gonna need... Well, he has a boss, but Tom has 5 switch cards remaining. If Joshua has to boss every turn, he will not have that much time to play Misfortune Sisters to try and mill the other switch cards.
Yeah, exactly. I think if you're Joshua here, you're probably looking for a counter catcher combined with something hand disruptive, because, I mean, I'm looking at Tom's hand. His hand is absolutely
massive, yes.
I do for the Misfortune Sisters.
I don't hate the Misfortune Sisters. Just trying to hit as many switch cards as you can, and he's very aggressively throwing that switch card in the discard pile.
I did also get a counter catcher, but that's unfortunately useless in this matchup.
Do you agree with the Misfortune Sisters, or would you have played the boss?
So I can't see his entire hand, but I think it's fine. He does have time since he top decked the second Snorlax, so that does buy him another turn.
Yes.
But yeah, it is looking very scary. I think it's very risky, but it could pay off.
Yes, but in this case, I don't hate risky plays if you're in a bad spot, right?
Exactly.
Just giving yourself a win con, even if the chances are so tiny, is better than making a consistent play that will lose you the game guaranteed.
Yes, I agree. We do see he is holding the Iono, so probably saving that one for next turn.
Yes.
Can put his opponent down to 4. Especially if Tom plays another Colress right now, that's very good, because that's 3 down. So the odds of him getting another one of the 4-card Iono is pretty low.
Yes, and especially if Joshua can combine it with a counter catcher, right? A counter catcher of the Greninja, which then you can't draw cards off of Comfy. Plus Iono can stop Tom for quite a while, and then Joshua can start drawing some cards again.
Yes.
See Joshua preparing though. Tom preparing for it though, by shuffling some energies back in the deck, which turn into draw with the Greninja. So I think this is a pretty clever play. Does Tom play Palpad, Victor?
Let me just check. It doesn't seem like he's playing Palpad,
No.
so I think...
So every Colress in the discard pile will stay there.
Yep.
Okay, we will see what... Joshua top decking another Snorlax.
He has another one, that's actually very good.
But I don't think he has counter catcher. He only has boss's orders. No. So instead he might Iono and hope. What do you think? Would he go for boss or for Iono?
He does opt for Iono. I think boss is definitely also a good play. It's sort of like skill checking your opponent, right? Like, do you have the switch? Okay, then it's good for you.
Yes.
Do you not? Then it buys me another couple of turns. Will opt for the Iono, however.
I think I agree, because first of all, you can get the counter catcher off of it, which we just saw he did.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the last card in his hand.
Less Bulbous Force, and he even has one in hand, so it does give him a lot more options.
Yes. And it also gives you slightly more time to actually get another Snorlax going.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I think at this point, 2 Snorlax down, I think it's probably Joshua's looking for his Super Rod, right? To start recycling the Snorlaxes.
Yes.
Yeah, you can of course only run 4, and well, if you're ever not locking your opponent, then it's of course looking very dire for you, right? Because that's the only thing your deck does, basically.
Yes, indeed. So Joshua is probably looking for the Pidgeot V there to attach that Forest Seal Stone to, but looks like it's prized.
Looks like it's prized, unfortunately.
So that, of course, it's nice if you have Pidgeot V because then you can just shuffle it back into the deck immediately, and yeah, you don't give up 2 prizes with it. Your opponent can boss it to get out of the lock, but Rotom V will be staying on the field.
Yes, exactly. And he's not opting to use his first Steel Zone just yet, as we see him shuffle the deck. Does have the counter catcher in hand. So yeah, at this point, if you're the Snorlax player, you just hope that they don't have a switch card. Tom gets the escape rope.
You jinxed it, man. You jinxed it.
And will be taking another prize card this turn, going down to 3 prizes.
Yeah, and there's 3 prizes on the field right now. Although I don't think Tom has a way to gust. Right? No, he does play 1 boss's orders.
Yeah.
So even if Joshua gets a lock after this Snorlax goes down, and Joshua would get a lock with another Snorlax, which he's trying to go for, then Tom can always just keep drawing cards and just find, looking for 1 energy, 1 boss, which would win him the game. Unless Joshua finds a penny in the meantime, which he's probably looking for.
Okay, Joshua, I think off of the first Steel Zone, he did grab a Misfortune Sisters, I believe.
Okay, probably for next turn.
turn.
And then Tom playing very fast, even though he's probably going to win this game.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. You do not want a tie. If you're in a spot like this, you do not want a tie.
Yeah, exactly.
And this game could go on for very long still.
How many switch options does Joshua run himself? Does he run any switch cards?
He plays 1 switch card. And I think that's it.
Yeah, he does play 1.
Yes.
So
exactly 1. He also plays Penny, of course.
Joshua will choose to scoop up this game and go to the second game. And I think if you're Tom in this situation, you're very happy.
Yeah, you're very, very happy indeed. As you said earlier, it means Tom is guaranteed to walk away with a tie, because you're not getting donked by Blocklax, a deck with only 2 energies in it.
I do tend to agree. There is 36 minutes left.
Yes.
So that will that's a lot to stall out game 1. Like, you can't just sandbag everything, I think.
Yes.
But yeah, I think the only thing Tom now has to do is make sure he doesn't get milled. Just try to play a slow game. Try to stay steady with the resources, and he should probably come out with a tie at least.
Yes. I feel like if I were in Tom's position, like you say, I wouldn't go for an aggressive game plan. I would play slightly more slowly, not to stall out the clock explicitly, but playing a slower game plan means the game does last longer.
Exactly.
And you want this game, if you do not win it, you want it to go to time.
Yes, I agree. Another question, if you're Joshua in this situation, would you choose to go first or second?
Ooh, I think I would choose to go first, because the turn 1 Cramorant attack is not really something you're worried about. If your opponent wants to burn so many resources to attack with something that does not get a KO, you're very happy to just have a lot of gusting targets. And we see, no, Joshua went second instead. So looks like what I'm saying is wrong, and Joshua disagrees with me.
It's an interesting choice. Yeah, I think as Blocklax, you usually want to go second, because you do play 4 Arven together with your Battle VIP pass.
That's true, yes.
So
you want to play a lot of supporters.
Yeah, exactly. It gives you a nice little segue into VIP pass, grab the Rotom and another Snorlax, and then maybe grab the first Steel Zone as well. But yeah, we will be seeing the Pokegear here for Tom. I did not get a good look at his hand.
Looking maybe at for a Colress, yes. And then if you hit a Colress, I like this order actually. Usually you use flower selecting before the Pokegear, so you can dig as deep as possible, right?
Yeah.
But here, because you hit Colress, if you flower selecting and you get 2 awkward cards, you can afford, if you see, for example, switch card in Colress, you can safely afford to Lost Zone the Colress.
Yes.
I say safely, but you can at least keep that switch card in your hand, right?
Yes, very good point. So we'll be seeing the flower selecting come down now.
It's a comfy.
The Lost Zone, another comfy, and grabs a Nesball, which is very nice.
Yes.
What do you think he grabs here? Do you think he goes for the Greninja game plan?
I feel like you immediately get the Spiritomb if it's available. It's the first thing I would grab. It's what I would do, at least. You might see him just go for the Greninja if the rest of his hand is dead, of course.
Yeah.
And we do see the Greninja go to the top of the deck.
Yeah.
What would you have done? What would you do?
I think the Spiritomb is probably good, right? You saw how much it sort of how much it hurts the Snorlax deck, especially in game 1. As I think if he did not go for the Spiritomb, or if it was prized, it would be a whole different game, right?
Absolutely, yes. Joshua would have been able to draw a lot more cards, play the bosses and the counter catchers and the Misfortune Sisters a lot more aggressively.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he did top deck Snorlax every time, but still, it feels like he was top decking just to stay in the game, not rather than taking control of the game, which as a stall deck you of course want to do.
We'll choose the Spiritomb. We'll
yes.
just be checking the rest
So,
of the prizes.
Tom at least agrees with us, even if Joshua doesn't.
Yes.
Okay, well we did see the Greninja in there as well, so we probably are going to see exactly the same bench as before. Comfy in the active, in Spiritomb, Greninja, and Regidrago on the bench.
Exactly.
Yeah, Regidrago is doing work in this matchup.
Yeah, it's actually. Do you know any of the reasoning behind why he's playing such an alt deck? I mean, it's
I
a
don't
common
know.
engine, but
yeah, maybe he spent too much time with us. He's now playing all the meme decks, but no, I guess it's just maybe experimenting a little bit. 240 damage is very good, and maybe he's just using it to attack. And of course, you do have ways to heal it. You have 4 switch cards. I'm realizing that right now. So even if your opponent is trying to like do 120 damage to it to like nullify its attack, then you can actually start healing it.
Oh, lots of support is prized. I think I see 2 Arven and 2. Was that 2 Misfortunes?
Yeah, I think there were 5 supporters in the prizes, and just to top it off, the 6th one was Pokegear. so all the supporter-related cards in the prizes. But yeah, we'll see. He has 2 Snorlaxes already. That's already quite a reasonably comfortable position. And he will have some options here. There's a boss's orders. You don't want to play that yet. Sydney, I don't think is going to do too much yet. I mean, if at some point you might want to discard the Jet Energies, but the Temple of Sinnoh is probably going to do enough to nullify those Jet Energies, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think if you're Joshua, of course, you don't have full information about Tom's deck. But I think maybe Tom has not revealed that he's playing Jet Energy.
Yes, that is actually very important.
Yeah, but I think even if he does reveal that he plays Jet Energy, I think Sydney for Joshua is not a bad option, because you probably assume that Tom plays a Stadium or 2.
That's true, yes.
Because you can mill both of them at the same time. But yeah, of course, as we know as casters, it doesn't do anything in this match.
Yeah. So as we see Silene putting a Pokegear back on top and pass,
no.
which probably means that Joshua was looking for a draw supporter rather than something else. At least Joshua is going to stay in the game like this.
Yeah.
But if Tom has an aggressive turn like the previous game, we might see... I don't think we're going to go to 7 this turn.
Yeah.
But we do see a Colress, so he's going to get to 4 this turn. And then another Colress and Comfy next turn is going to get him to 7.
Yeah, exactly. So he's basically, like, he's got the 2-turn timer going on, right?
Yes.
And he's basically saying, he's telling Joshua, like, okay, get yourself a draw supporter, get yourself your engine, because I'm going to be killing your Snorlaxes in 2 turns, right?
Yes. Do you think this game is going to go the same way as last time?
Ooh, looking at Joshua's hand, it might be. He does have an Erika's Invitation there. He could get lucky, try and stall out
true.
a few turns.
There's another Comfy in Tom's hand. That's something you don't mind having in the active. It's not as good as Greninja, but it's still good to get it in the active.
I agree.
For now, I don't think you have to do anything though. Like this Comfy is sitting pretty in the active. I don't think, as Joshua, you hate this Comfy being in the active. One thing you could do is try to bring up the Spiritomb so it's forced to use its attack, and then you can use Rotom for 1 turn. But that's, I mean, it's only for 1 turn.
Yes.
Hey, we see TM Devolution.
However, you could go for a hand disruption in that line as well, right? If
that's true.
The Spiritomb,
and then Iono,
yeah,
and then
Iono.
and then you just take control with the Rotom V. It would be nice if we saw that, but I fear it's not going to happen, because also Tom can just play a switch card to get out of it.
Yeah, so we will see Tom pass his turn, and we'll see the Pokegear from Joshua. Will he be able to get anything? Oh,
Avery, yeah, that draws 3.
Okay, so he's not completely out of this game yet,
Does he
but
play...
it's not looking good.
He only plays 1 Avery, and he has hit it like early twice.
Yes.
Whereas there's also only 1 Iono in the deck, I guess. Yeah, this deck's draw really comes from the Rotom, and not from the supporters. There's only 1 Avery, only 1 Iono, and that's it for draw supporters, I think. There's Arven, which is a good consistency card, of course. But it's not draw.
We'll be playing the Avery. Of course, the effects, I mean, the bench lock does not work, but he does get to draw 3 cards still. And he will pass the turn over to Tom again.
Yes.
So this is the pivotal turn, right? I see a little chorus peeking out of Tom.
Yes, so that's immediately up to 7. Now Tom needs to find a grass energy and a switch as well.
Yes.
As well as having at least 1 fire energy in his deck. It's not unlikely, or like it's possible, that there's 1 in his prizes and 1 in his hand.
Yeah.
For example. Which can definitely happen, like I've been there. And when you play Mirage Gate and then, oh. Okay, we see him lost on a Mirage Gate. That means he either has a Mirage Gate in hand or that second card was really good.
Ooh,
like a switch out maybe.
Yes,
There's a Mirage Gate.
He is holding the fire energy, but he's also holding 2 Mirage Gates, so I think...
Oh, he can just go
prizes,
for
yes.
grass and then second Mirage Gate for
Yes.
another grass energy. Yes, well seen, well spotted.
Okay, so we can assume that he will attack this turn, right? He'll knock out the
Yeah,
active Snorlax,
probably.
and then I think Joshua's in real trouble.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, Mirage Gate can only attach 2 energies of a different kind. Yeah, not if you ask Tom. You just play 2 of them.
Just have 2 of them in your hand. I mean, his hand is huge again. Like
Yeah, exactly.
he does have all the options. The switch card as well.
Yes, and so
I think
yes,
if he's going for a
Theo
play
here.
like this, he must have other switch cards in his hand, right? We see a
Yeah.
little frustration from Joshua, but it's okay.
Yes, I can imagine. It's not like Lost Box with a Spiritomb is not exactly what you want to face.
Yeah,
And I did think that there was the low number of switch cards from Tom would be relevant, but he didn't have to discard any, lost on any in the early game, and then yeah, you're just cruising.
I agree, and he will opt for the
Okay.
ooh 2 switch cards and
Those are very relevant cards, but do you think it's gonna matter?
Yeah, if Tom has a switch card, he just wins, right?
Yes.
Oh, he has a jet energy, and that will be game. Wow, what a quick game.
Yes. You don't often see, like, we expected to talk for 50 minutes here. It's like there's 25 minutes left on the clock,
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
already a 2-0 finish against Blocklax of all decks.
But
I guess if one deck is aggressive enough, right?
yeah, and I
Could
think
definitely
it's
happen.
also paired with Joshua not having great starts. I mean, mainly due to that Rotom lock as well, but
Yes.
yeah, it's definitely been a bit unlucky. But that's okay. Very well played by both players, and Tom
Yes.
will be going to 2-0.
Yes, and Joshua is still at 1-1. This is not a bad standing. You can definitely still rise to the top from there.
Yeah,
That is the nice thing about Swiss. If you lose, you're still in. Right?
yeah, exactly.
You just don't lose too often.
I do agree. So yeah, Comfy Regidrago going to 2-0.
Yes, we may have broken the meta here in Boom at this cup.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
It would be amazing to see. It would not be unheard of for Tom to make top with like here, and especially with a deck like this. It would be unheard of. It would be the first time here that the Regidrago, that bad Regidrago, makes it to the top.
Regidrago makes it to top.
It might be the first time that bad Regidrago makes it into a top, like ever in any cup. But yeah, I would be very excited to well, to see him, to keep looking forward to Tom and how it goes. I hope he makes it to top.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep checking in with all of our players and keep you guys at home updated with the standings as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you in a moment.
Okay, see you in a bit.
Goed dat er is gebeurd, dat is mijn fout.
Ik was aan nu aan.
Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you can hear us now. Technical problems seem to be fixed. So yeah, I'm here joined by Tom, the winner of the last game. Welcome.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Yeah, feeling pretty good probably being at 2-0.
Yeah, kind of unexpected.
Yes, but I can imagine when I look at your list. I mean, it seems like a fairly standard Lost Zone list at first, unless you see that there is not 1, but 2 Regidrago in there.
Yes, pretty much a last-minute inclusion.
Okay. What made you play it? What made
Well,
you include it?
I wanted to play something different than Charizard, and I was trying some Lost decks and tried Kyogre single price, and that was just too hard to play, so I kept Kyogre. And at first I was playing Zamazenta instead of Regidrago, but then
Yeah.
the Zamazenta had some issues because you could not one-shot, what's it called?
The
Iron
Roaring Moon
Hands,
maybe and
Roaring
the
Moon.
Iron Hands. Oh yes, this does of
Yeah.
course knock out the
Um,
Iron Hands.
Yeah, indeed. So I played like the Vitality Band tool to increase the 10 to 230
Yeah.
damage, but that was too hard to make work. And then also with the previous list, I could not beat Snorlax. I thought about it yesterday with a friend as well, and then he said like, why don't you try Regidrago? Then you don't need the Vitality Band. You beat Snorlax as well.
Yeah.
Presumably, I
As
never tested
As,
against
as
it,
we
but-
saw here, it's an amazing advantage of the Regidrago in
Yeah.
this matchup at least. It just always does 240. There are no conditions,
Indeed.
and 240 knocks out anything on their side of the board. Did you expect the matchup to go like this? To just convincingly win 2-0?
Yes, but like I said, I didn't try it beforehand, so I expected it to be like this, but you never know.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
There can always be some hidden tricks in the list. Joshua did have like a spicy trick, but it didn't work against your deck.
Oh,
Yeah, there
I
was
have no
a
idea.
Mawile in there with jet energies to try and lock in other things, but there's nothing to lock in for your
No.
deck. Other than that, yeah. I mean, is there anything you're? Oh, okay. Yeah. In that case, good luck. I hope to see the Regidrago in the top cuts, of course,
I
and
hope so too.
of course,
Let's see.
it wouldn't be the first time that you make top here.
Uh,
But yeah, all right. Well, we'll be back with the next round in quite a bit, probably. But we'll be back to the next round soon.